Spartacat Nation, your favorite and only broadcaster, live from Inver Heights. Okay. 29 seconds left in warmies. Something it is not outside, not very warmies out. Rematch versus the Wingers from Red Wing. Second time facing them this season. This time a home game, last time was away. Down in Red Wing and skated to a 1-1 tie. So Spartacats looking to pull ahead towards the better and add another W to the column. Another point to the W column, I suppose you could say. Picking up pucks. And then ready to get underway here. Getke, McCullum, and Abbott joining the scrum. One, two, three, Spartacats, and we are going to get underway here. Make some quick camera adjustments, make sure I see the whole rink. A little goofy. We'll get there. And we are underway here from Inver Heights. That one back to the boards. Kelly looking to gain possession. McCabe skates by that, but then picked up and put into the zone by Getke. Getke and McCabe working at the blue line. Kelly able to keep it in. The column also able to keep it in at the corner. That one goes back down for Anderson. Anderson passed to Getke. Able to get it back into the neutral zone. Up the boards. Back out into neutral zone. McCollum's going to bring that back in offside. There's the whistle. Moving in the net, as always. Our stalwart netminder. Back at the draw is Holman. Holman trying to push that ahead. That one goes back for Getke. Getke has that lost in her skates, trying to pull it up the boards. Red Wing there applying pressure. Getke trying to throw her weight around. And that one into the defensive end, quickly picked up there by Anderson. Anderson sends that up the boards to Bodsberg. Bodsberg with a rush out of the zone, pulled forward, gets brought down, no call, still stuck at neutral ice, and Red Wing's gonna bring that, try to back hat that in. Stuck there, Abbott able to get it in and all the way down. First offensive rush here for Spartacats as Holman tries to tie it up. That one back for Reynolds. Reynolds with a nice pass forward. Spartacats not yet able to clear. No one's fault that way, but nice defensive effort there. Mid-ice by Reynolds. Overhammer at the draw. Pushes that back down to the blue line. Ebensteiner loses the handle. Poked into the corner. Red Wing not able to get a shot off. Push up to Brenemus, and she's off to the races. Brenemus cuts to the middle. Shot coming just wide of the net. Red Wing looking to get it back to the boards, and they do. Oberhammer with a nice interception there. Ebensteiner able to keep it in and dump it deep into the zone. Behind the net is McCabe. McCabe trying to center. Red Wing gets it over to the boards for Bredemus. Bredemus dumps it back deep for McCabe. McCabe to Oberhammer. Oberhammer backhands it. Sends it back to the point for Ebensteiner. Ebensteiner with a shot low and hard. Gets deflected there by Red Wing. Back to the top of the circles for Bredemus. Sends it deep in. McCabe trying to take advantage of a winger that had fallen down. Oberhammer able to regain possession, and that one gets sent to the bottom of the circles. McCabe able to provide pressure, send it into the corner. Bredemus watching, centered into mid-ice. Sparta gets pushed off the puck. That one gets shot wide and around. Red Wing not able to center, get it back to the side. Levine with a nice save. That one shot to the side of the nets, and Ebensteiner will take it. That one gets poked back behind the net again. Oberhammer up for Bredemus. Bredemus working to get that out. Oberhammer pulls it to the center. And that one gets sent back to the Red Wing blue line and dumped back in. And icing will be the whistle. 10:37 left in the first period. How's it going? You want to help out? You can look, go ahead. I think Spartacats helps them win, I don't know. We're gonna keep it. Why mess with something that works, right? Back down for McCullum, tried to send it there. Anderson at the point, sends that in. Intercepted there by the wingers. Red Wing tries to send up the boards, kept in there by Getke, who takes it, skates the blue line. Sends that one wide of the net. Centering opportunity there. Deflected. Red Wing bringing it up the boards. Kept in there at the point by Getke. Finds her forehand. Takes a shot through traffic. Gets deflected wide. Bodsberg takes it back to the middle. Gets around one. That one gets poked back out to neutral ice. Anderson there to cover. Anderson gets that taken away. Getke will have to retrieve in the far corner. Takes it around behind the net, skates dangerously out front, but able to get it back out. Red Wing keeps that in. Has a centering pass that goes through the crease. Picked up again by Getke. Mid-ice, Getke takes the player down. McCullum brings that in. That one back to neutral ice. Anderson will go back for that. Anderson takes it behind Levine. Looking for some space, sends it up to the blue line. That one will go out. Wingers will have to touch up again. Bodsberg goes around. That one caught by Anderson. Anderson sends it to the boards. Getke catches, brings it in the zone, onside, leaves it there. McCullum brings it in. Tripping call goes unwhistled. Bodsberg at the point. That one goes back for Anderson, who's doing a good job of keeping that pressure away. Back up to the boards. Backhanded initially up by McCullum, and here comes the wingers. Got a 2-on-1 developing here. Wraparound opportunity. Covered by Levine. Levine with a good stick. Tried to poke it away, but then decided to just jump on it and cover. Holman with the white helmet. Wingers, top of the slot, take a shot through traffic, covered by Levine. Shots 3-0 in favor of the Wingers. Holman sends it to the crease. Cade bats that away. And there's Abbott to get that back into neutral ice. DV pass gets kept in the zone. McCabe. Ebensteiner sends that back down the ice past the stick of Reynolds. Reynolds sends it up the boards. Red Wing able to try to get it re-control there. That one to the side of the net for Ebensteiner. Ebensteiner gets around one, takes it up the boards, and looking for an exit. kept in there by Red Wing, sent into the corner for Abbott. Abbott sends that to Holman. Holman not able to get it out. Red Wing keeps that in at the boards. Deflected. McCabe dishes that around. Back for Abbott. Abbott takes that out, keeping it to the outside. Cuts to the center, enters with McCabe. McCabe tries to poke that to the center. And that one back to the boards. Almost kept in there by Abbott. McCabe sends that back for Reynolds. Reynolds back to mid-ice. McCabe picks that up, has Holman entering with her. McCabe on the outside gets a shot that goes behind the net. Deflected, 7:03 left. That one back to the boards for Red Wing. Back to the point for Reynolds. Picked up by McCabe. McCabe, shot deflected into the corner. Nice shot on goal. Should have been counted as one. McCabe takes it from behind the net, looking for Abbott. Abbott out front, not able to get a full shot off. Back to the point, sent in, tipped up into the air. Holman was on the corner. She centers across. McCabe picks it up. Shot. Holman still loose. Evan Steiner at the point, not able to keep it in. And here comes Red Wing. Possible 2-on-1. Nice back check by Reynolds. And that one will be picked up by McCabe, but she sends that back to the boards and then is tied up herself. Evan Steiner able to get that back out, fighting to regain possession. That one goes back to the red line. Oberhammer picks it up and enters the zone. Nice pass over to Bredemus, a little far out of her reach. Bredemus slows it down. Back up for Anderson. Anderson, shot low, gets deflected into the corner. Red Wing trying to send it up the boards. Got Getke waiting there. That one goes all the way around for Bredemus. Bredemus pulls it back, centers, goes through the crease. No one there to tip it in. Speedy Bosberg goes back. Oberhammer, Getke. Nice pass out to the point. Out for Oberhammer. Oberhammer in the corner. Gets it up to Getke. Getke finds her forehand. Shot through traffic. Deflected aside. Nice shot on net. 3 shots. That one back. Caught in some skates. Getke able to keep it in the zone and dump it back deep again. Oberhammer has Bredemus out in front. Nice opportunity there. Red Wing able to get out. Nice back check here by Bredemus to backhand it through neutral ice. Oberhammer had a shoulder there. That one's still loose outside of the zone. Getke pushes forward, and that'll be a penalty on Getke. Checking. I don't know, they could do that in the PWHL. Why not here? Power play coming up for Red Wing, minute 30. Back down, Oberhammer sends that back to the corner, goes after it herself. Back behind the boards for Evan Steiner. Evan Steiner pulls it forward. Reynolds sends that to the boards for Bredemus. Bredemus up to the point, but not out. That one sent back to the boards by Red Wing. They dump it along the boards. Oberhammer back up point, shot on net, save Levine. .108 left in first period. I'm sorry, 4:32 left first period. That one hits the side of the net. Evan Steiner takes that up the boards, bothered from the side. Back for Oberhammer. Oberhammer will take that behind the net, trying to find space and speed for herself. Bursts back around, sends that up the boards. Kept in there. Behind the net into the corner. Red Wing not able to center, get it to the top of the circles. Pull it to the center. Oberhammer Looks to clear the crease. Gets around one. Pass up to Bredimus. That one goes all the way down. Icing is the call. 27 seconds left. And the power play for Red Wing. And Geki's penalty checking. Column able to get a stick on that, still fighting for possession. That one loose, taken away by Edmund Steiner. Edmund Steiner trying to get up the boards, still loose, behind the net for Anderson. Anderson reverses, up the boards, back to the Red Wing point, trying to find her forehand, not able to get a shot off. Back down. Edmund Steiner taken off her feet, no call. Cullum behind the net, sent back to the boards. Spartacats back at full strength, 5-on-5 hockey commences. Back behind the net, centering back to the Red Wing point. They were able to keep that in, tipped there. Kelly, shot towards the net, picked up by Anderson. Anderson will take it around, send it to the boards, trying to get to McCabe. McCabe able to get it out of the zone and picked up again by McCullum. McCullum rushing towards the net, sends one wide. Kelly there. Kelly trying to get it back. McCullum sends it to the corner. Kelly pressured. McCullum comes in. That one up the boards for Anderson. Anderson shot intercepted there by Red Wing. That one squirts out, but poked back in by Kelly. Back out by Red Wing. Anderson picks that up just shy of mid-ice. Now McCabe will cut back, finds Getke. Getke takes it to center. Has a shot blocked. Call coming on Red Wing. Red Wing touches the puck and will get sent to the box. Spartacats turn to take advantage of a minute 30 penalty. Shots on goal are limited 4-3 in favor of Red Wing. Holman at the draw. Holman pushes that forward. That one lands on the stick of Bodsberg to Getke. Getke finds her forehand, shot low, gets it up to Holman, who backhands it. Just under the pad of Red Wing. Do they blow a whistle? Whistle down, nice shot, nice pressure. Now shots 4-4. Back down into the corner. Bodsberg pressuring. Red Wing. Bodsberg drives the net. Shot off the goalie's helmet and in. Bodsberg with a shot and a goal. Nice job, Vivian Bodsberg. Gets the Spartacats on the board, 1-0. Power play goal. Spartacats. Puck down for Holman. That one goes back to the boards. Ebensteiner provided good pressure there. Into the corner is Reynolds. All the way around, Holman trying to beat to the puck. That one gets left back to the corner for Reynolds again. Reynolds sends it up the boards. Red Wing looking to center. Nice puck away by Holman. Back to the point. Shot low, hard save, Levine. Back to the top of the circle is another shot. Gets sent into the corner by Levine. Might have got a little touch there. Evan Steiner off the boards. Another shot, still loose out front. Red Wing might have stepped on it. Evan Steiner. Drop pass to Holman. Red Wing able to keep it in. 38 seconds left. Spartacats falling all over the place. Red Wing centers. Shot goes wide. Reynolds to Abbott. Up to the point. Hard shot low, goes back into the corner. 22 seconds left. Centering opportunity for Abbott. Red Wing shot behind the net. Bosberg pulls it center. Time and space, keeps it to the outside. Holman watching, 2 seconds left, 1. And that's your first period. Spartacats up 1-0. We'll be right back. Back for the second period. Oberhammer, Bredemus, McCabe, Getke, and Anderson on the ice. Three girls in white, red, and blue. Red, white, and blue. Getke sends it to the boards. McCabe able to help get that out. And now a rush here by Oberhammer. Oberhammer a little too far for Bredemus. They're trying to make that pass work. Centering opportunity. Back to the blue line. Trip, no call. Sent back. Brought in by McCabe. McCabe up to Oberhammer. Nice pass. Oberhammer. Shot bounces in. Covered. Whistled. Dead. That's right, Audrey. Calm her down. You got this. Back down for Oberhammer. Back to the point for Getke. Getke shot. Rainbow shot to the side. McCabe pushed down. Red Wing the other way. Oberhammer with a nice poke from behind. Getke sends that in for McCabe. McCabe centers there. Almost intercepted. That one will go all the way down. Icing should be waved off. Foot race here. Red Wing able to get a shot. Save Levine. Getke taken down. Oberhammer sends it up to McCabe. McCabe not able to get it out initially. Still working on it. Oberhammer takes it back to the boards. Up and tipped out at the blue line. Back down for Bredemus. Can't get a handle on it. Back over for Oberhammer. Oberhammer takes it in. Trying to find space. Gets around one. Shot. Glove save. Red Wing. Shot 7-6 in favor now of the Spartacats. Oberhammer desperately trying to find that stretch pass to Bredemus. Thank you. McCullum at the draw. McCullum sends it over for Kelly. That one back up to the point. Edmund Steiner sends that deflected. Bosberg takes it to the middle. Back to the point for Reynolds, able to keep it in. That one sent back down. Reynolds, hope to chase that one back. Reynolds not able to clear the zone. Now back for Bosberg, who catches that. Tried to cut to the middle. Back in from McCullum. Back one out to the point. Reynolds. Sends it up off the boards. Back to neutral ice. McCullum touches up. Kelly brings that in. Hooked from the side. tried to bring that to the center, just lost the handle. McCullum keeps that in, gets it into the corner. That one back up the boards. On net. Through! Goal! Might have snuck in 5-hole there. I don't think they know who got it. Reynolds is going to get the goal. Reynolds from the point. Woo! Holman and McCollum about to fight for who takes the puck. Holman pushes that forward. Red Wing not able to get it back out now due to center ice. Oberhammer. Abbott skates past it, but then dumps it back in behind the net. Shot to 8-6 for the Spartacats. Holman with good pressure, able to pick it back up in the corner. That one goes back towards the net. McCabe able to get a stick on it. Holman intercepted. Back up into the neutral zone. Red Wing drops. Picked up again by McCabe. McCabe sends it to the boards for Holman. Holman brings that in, trying to send it up the boards. Gets around one. Abbott sees an opening. Shot goes wide of the net. That one back almost on the stick of Reynolds. Evan Steiner turns back, gets it through neutral ice up to McCabe. McCabe enters the zone with Holman and Abbott sent down deep. 10:33 left in the second period. Back to the point. Shot towards the slot. Poked in the corner by the netminder. Sent back behind the net. All the way on the boards. Evan Steiner able to keep that one in. Up to Holman, to Abbott. Holman not able to get a stick on that. Red Wing will take it to the outside, send it on in. Reynolds back along the boards. Pressure from behind. Reynolds sends that all the way onto the boards. Nice defensive play. Trying to find Abbott. That one back to the other corner. Centered. Kicked ahead by Oberhammer. McCullum. Oberhammer has two to beat. Oberhammer brings it to the side. Gets around one. Oberhammer shot high. Glove save. Red Wing. Goals from Bodsberg and Reynolds so far. 1 goal per period. Drop back down. Getke sends on net. Low, loose out front. Quick whistle. Quick. Nice job by Spartacats. Tried to pick up that loose rebound. Probably would have had that in. Back down. Bodsberg sends that up. Bounces past. Bradimus had a quick signal. Bradimus takes it back. Reverses back around. Back to the point past Anderson. Picked up there by Getke. Getke behind the net. Reverses the other way. Evades pressure. Keeping to the outside. Sends up for Oberhammer. Oberhammer able to get it out of the zone. And Red Wing sends it right back in. Anderson and Getke. Anderson. That pass deflected. Sent across. Loose. Poked away by Bradimus. Oberhammer. Oberhammer. Nice pass up to Bodsberg. Breakout here. Bodsberg trying to cut through the middle. Bradimus sends that in. Shot towards the net. Bodsberg with a nice stick at the boards. Trying to center that to Bradimus. Oberhammer pulls that back away, leaves it at the point for Getke. Getke fires that to Bradimus. She has it tied up. Centering, hits the side of the net. Red Wing sends that all the way around. Getke will get there first. Getke brings it to the middle. Shot, low. Save, kick save again. Goalie is paying attention. Bradimus goes by the stick of Oberhammer. Oberhammer back to Getke. Getke pulls it forward, able to keep it in. Shot towards the net, deflected again. Bodsberg. Back to the top of the circles. Cross ice, almost intercepted there by Getke. Getke hauls one down. Power play again for the Red Wingers. For a minute 30. Back to the boards. Centering opportunity, poked behind the net by Levine. Kelly sends that to the boards. That one will stay in for Red Wing. Shot low, hard. Save Levine. Red Wing trying to take another shot. Deflected aside by Charlie. Reynolds sends it up the boards. That one gets loose again. McCullum sends it up, takes it to the boards, and he gets it out. Red Wing at their blue line, sent back for Ebensteiner. Ebensteiner with speed takes it to the outside, pulls it to the middle. Shot coming, and goal! Ebensteiner, shorthanded goal. Where are all these shots coming from? I don't know. Spartacats, shorthanded goal, still on the penalty kill. Red Wing brings that in, poked aside there by Oberhammer, picks up her stick again. McCabe trying to get that back up the boards, goes for it, brings it into the corner. Still work on it, gets help from Holman and Oberhammer. Oberhammer sent towards the slot. Holman able to get that back to the point. Shot on net gets broken up by Oberhammer. McCabe to the boards, up, not out. Shot low, goes wide. Bodsberg. Holman back to the boards. Shot out front, goes wide. Oberhammer had hers tied up, and 5-on-5 play resumes. Holman has the puck, tried to split the D there. Holman gets it into the zone, now chased down by Abbott. Back to neutral. Anderson. Nice pass. Oberhammer with a nice move and brings it in. She keeps it to the outside. Shot pass, trying to get that over to Abbott. Anderson will pick it up at the point. And nice back check there by Abbott to keep it in the zone. Nice pullback by Oberhammer to keep it onside. Oberhammer brings it back, and now she enters the zone. Oberhammer's shot goes wide. Holman, McCabe trying to get there. McCabe slows it down. Holman knows she has to get some space. That one sent right into the slot for an awaiting winger. Red Wing slows it down. Gets it back for Ebensteiner. Ebensteiner loses an edge. That one goes in deep for Reynolds. Reynolds behind the net, sends that around the boards. Nice job by Abbott to get it out. That one goes all the way down, not going to be far enough for icing. 4:51 left in the second period. That one back to the boards. Red Wing. That one comes loose. Reynolds defending. Red Wing gets a shot, goes wide, maybe off the post. Cabe trying to get that up and out, but not able to. Shot hard, deflects there. Levine has a save. Ebensteiner pulls it to the middle. back out. Oberhammer keeps it. McCabe pushed off the puck. That one poked back down for Reynolds. Reynolds sends it back to neutral zone, 4 minutes remaining. Up the boards. Not able to be kept in there by Oberhammer, and Getke takes it through neutral ice, brings it to the middle, making space for herself. Back to the point for Bredemus. Bredemus shot, tipped aside. Oberhammer in the corner. Oberhammer back to the point. Shot again, loose, gets deflected wide. Bodsberg with a reach, trip from behind, no call. Oberhammer back, trying to get behind the net. Bredemus able to poke it away. Centering opportunity, gets deflected back to the corner by the netminder. Bredemus sends it across to Bodsberg. Bodsberg shot, glove save. Emily, did that one go in or did she keep it out? Go. Oberhammer trying to use his Jedi mind tricks. This is not the penalty you're looking for. Bredemus dancing, not a care in the world. I don't understand the explanation. If they did more than a minor, they should be sending a second one to the box. What's that?
My favorite chance coming.
Back down to the point. Red Wing sends it low. Deflected wide. Back behind the net. Back to the other side. Centering opportunity picked up by Bredemus. Bredemus tried to split the D. Back down. Anderson gets it back out. Back down for Getke. Getke sends that back in. Getke recovers. Sends it up for Bredemus. For Bodsberg. Bodsberg able to take it in. That one sent back to neutral ice. Getke. Getke sends it into the corner, which is a good way to kill this penalty. Back down. Nice stick by Bredemus. Bodsberg able to slow it down. That one back for Red Wing. Red Wing pushed down by Getke. Oh. Spartacats down 2 players for 20 seconds back to the point. That one shot through traffic. Turn fired wide. Reynolds trying to send that back up to the boards. Bosberg pulls that to the middle. Reynolds with a good stick lift sends that back to the corner. 4 seconds left. And we get back one in. Sent wide. Shot. Bouncing to the corner. 57 seconds left. I believe Oberhammer serving a minor and a 5. Bosberg brings that to the center. Still with possession. Back to the point. Ebensteiner and covered. It's not live, Emily. I don't know. They must not have Wi-Fi. Because she probably got a, what we consider a 2 and a 5. But they should have sent a second person in there. I got it. Red Wing pushes that up. Reynolds defending, shot goes wide. Back up to the point. Shot through traffic. Levine with a kick save. Through traffic again, bouncing puck to the side. Levine with the initial save. Ebensteiner gets that one back out. Ebensteiner trying to split the D. That one gets sent into the corner. 14 seconds left. Ebensteiner behind the net. Trying to center there for Kelly. That one goes back to the boards. Kelly will be the first on it. Kelly gets it back down deep into the corner. 1 second, 0. And that will be the end of the second. What? She is. Back down for Holman, third period underway. Bodsberg brings that in, pulls it to the center, shot coming in way high. Anderson, nice job to slow that down, keep it in the zone. Holman as well, back down. That one, Red Wing pulls it to the outside. Anderson defending, Getke the rest of the way. Getke, that one taken away, swatted aside by a couple out front, and Holman gets it to the boards. Back to the Red Wing point. Anderson and now McCabe in the corner. Sorry, that was Abbott. Send it around. Bodsberg with a rush. Gets on the puck, pulls it to the center. Bodsberg still with pressure, leaves it for Holman. Getke That one across for Red Wing. Anderson back. Getke as well. That one goes by Getke's stick. She's going to go into the corner for it. Trying to send that up the boards to Bodsberg. That one goes all the way around. Red Wing able to get there first, send it to the slot. Intercepted by Getke. Getke sends it back off the boards up to the point. Shot low, bounce aside. Levine able to get to the corner, freeze it for a minute. Wraparound opportunity thwarted. Nice shot, Bodsberg, up the boards. That one almost intercepted by Abbott. Shot, save, Levine. Shots even, 16 apiece, 12:20 left in this final frame. Back down, loose. That one behind the net for Reynolds. Reynolds reverses around, sends it up the boards. Cabe interfered with. That one shot goes wide. Bradimus gets it back into neutral ice. Column bumped off the puck. Cross ice pass. Intercepted by Bradimus who gets it back out. Sent back in. Offside is the whistle. Fan interactive night. Making calls from the stands. Puck down for McCullum. That one goes by the stick of Ebensteiner. Ebensteiner in the corner. Sends that around for Bradimus. Bradimus with those first couple quick strides sends it down. Haven't seen that much from the Spartacats in icing, so we'll let that one slide. Literally and figuratively. But that will bring the puck back down into the defensive end. Holman sends that to the boards. That one back to the top of the slot. Shot, save, Levine slides over. Back to the point again. Shot through traffic. That one bounces funny into the corner. Getke able to send it behind the net. Kelly sends it up the boards. That one stick down by Anderson. Red Wing trying to regain control, not able to. Backhanded, loose. Getke, save Levine. That one poked back into the corner. And Getke wisely just gets that out of harm's way. Intercepted there. Shot on goal, deflected down by Getke. And that one gets sent down not far enough for icing. 10:50 left in the third. Back across, Red Wing sends it back into the neutral zone. That one back down. Anderson will be the first on it, behind the net. Anderson reverses, trying to find space, reverses again, and sends it up to Holman. Nice catch, Holman. Holman able to send that up and out. Red Wing waits for the clear and now sends it back in deep. Nice patience there. Getke first on the puck. Just lost the handle, sends it up for Bodsberg. Bodsberg, center up to Holman. Holman gets it through, loses the handle right at the last minute. That one back down. Anderson defending, Getke as well. Nice back check by both girls. Getke up the boards. That one sent down, going to be too far, icing once again. Shots 18-16 in favor of the Wingers. Back down, top of the slot, shot through traffic, blocked by Levine. Centering opportunity, deflected by McCullum. Reynolds trying to send up the boards. McCullum not able to send it up. That one to the side of the net. McCullum takes it away. bring it up the boards, trying to find McCabe. McCabe able to get that up the blue line, but not out. That one goes through. Reynolds provides pressure. Levine covers the side of the net. Reynolds tried to send it up the boards, intercepted there. Wraparound opportunity, loose. Red Wings centers, goes through. Pulled aside there. Nice job by Ebensteiner. Ebensteiner not able to get that out. McCullum sends it up the boards. Ebensteiner, that one loose for McCullum. I'm sorry. Abbott, that one sent all the way down. Not far enough for icing. 8:52 left. McCabe pressuring. McCabe able to settle that. She gets hooked aside, sent towards the slot. Red Wing sends that in. Reynolds streaking. Red Wing sends that out front. That one shot wide, loose at the side. Red Wing trying to center. That one gets through again out front. Still poke checked ahead. Loose, top of the crease. That one back out. Red Wing able to center. That one deflected out. Nice stick there by McCabe. Back for Ebensteiner to McCabe. That one back to the corner. Abbott behind the net. Sends that through to the point. Shot through traffic, poked away. Still loose out front. Back to the corner for Abbott, who sends that all the way around the boards for McCabe. McCabe able to get it out. Brings it up the board. She's got one to beat. Keeps it to the outside. Shot sent on net, poked into the corner. McCullum able to get there and send it behind as well. McCabe. Getke at the point. That one loose at the blue line, recovered by Red Wing. Getke picks it up behind the net, reverses the other way, sends it up to McCullum. McCullum trying to find Bredemus, gets it to the outside. Bredemus picks it up off the boards, sends it over to McCabe. McCabe back down for Anderson. Anderson sends it to the side. Overhammer enters with McCabe. That one loose again. Bredemus got a quick poke at it, but Red Wing comes back the other way, dumps it in deep. Rolling puck goes behind the net for Anderson, who brings it back into the corner, reverses around the other way. Nice job. Nice poke in using the boards. Anderson able to get it back up. And that one sent back down again. No icing. Getke first on it. 6:32 left in the third period. Getke up the boards to Bodsberg. Bodsberg able to get it out. Send it to the neutral zone. Almost picked off there by Bredemus, who's chasing. Nice stick by Bredemus to Bodsberg. Bodsberg trying to get it up into the zone. In briefly. Now back for Oberhammer. Oberhammer pulls that to the middle. Over to Bodsberg. Bodsberg, nice pass. Pulls it, leaves it for Getke. Getke pulls it to the center. Shot through traffic. Bredemus trying to get Oberhammer. That one to the point. Pass Anderson. Now we'll go all the way down for an icing whistle. 5:46 left in the third. That one poked to the top of the slot. Bredemus. Ebensteiner. Ebensteiner trying to find Bodsberg. Bodsberg to Oberhammer. Oberhammer able to help keep it in. Bodsberg trying to send it in as well. That one back down for Reynolds. Reynolds gets it back out. That one kicked in offside. .526 left. Shots 21-16 in favor of Red Wing. Puck down for Holman, trying to push forward. That one gets dropped back from Red Wing. Red Wing brings it in onside. That one goes to Reynolds. Reynolds surveying her options, sends it to the boards, trying to find McCabe. McCabe gets there. Sent on net, deflected by Abbott. Abbott sends it up the boards, kept in at the point by Red Wing. Centering, McCabe sticks that down, and Holman takes it back out. Holman pushes that forward. McCabe not able to get that. Red Wing curls back the other way, driving towards the net. Send that wide. Ebensteiner behind the net. Ebensteiner, that one goes behind the net for Holman. 4:43 left. Holman up the boards. Not able to find Abbott. Sent into the corner by Levine. Overhammer. Back down for Abbott. Abbott has it loose, gets it back to the boards. Red Wing trying to send it there. Abbott sends that back to the point, and Abbott able to get it out. Holman and Abbott chasing. Red Wing sends it down for Reynolds. Reynolds has it lost in her feet. Nice job there by Reynolds to keep it alive. Abbott sends it in onside. Held in by McCabe. McCabe shot into the corner, deflected. Ebensteiner not able to hold it at the point. Reynolds back. Reynolds with a nice stick. Offside is the whistle. .349 left in the third period. Back down. Bodsberg trying to get away with that one. Bodsberg takes it up the boards, pulls it to the center, gets around another one, has it to the outside. Bodsberg driving the net, sticks aside, backhand. Oh, and I thought that one went in 5-hole, but nice save there by the goalie. Penalty coming, tripping against Spartacats. Oh yeah. Back down. Shot through the crease. Save Levine and goal. Well, shoot. Puck dropped to Anderson, to McCabe. McCabe up to Overhammer. Overhammer pulls it to the center, pulls it to herself. Shot deflected aside. Kept in there by Getke, who pulls it to the center. Shot goes wide, deflected. Red Wing trying to send that up the boards, kept in there. Overhammer, send that in on net. McCabe at the side. Centers, no one home. 2:55 left. Picked up by Overhammer again in the corner. Red Wing the other way. Send it up the boards. Getke able to keep it in, get it back to McCabe. McCabe centers. That one over to Red Wing. Anderson with a good stick. Nice back check there by Bredimus. Centering opportunity. Wraparound opportunity here. Levine able to keep that post. That one wide into the corner. 2:18 left. Centered. And now Bredimus will take a skate. Bredimus pokes it ahead. Bredimus has McCabe out front. That centering opportunity broken up. Overhammer sends it on net. Easily saved by the netminder. 1:57 left. Holman, Reynolds, Ebensteiner, Bodsberg, and Kelly one down. Holman to Kelly. Red Wing the other way. Take it back through. Nice stick again by Reynolds. Reynolds up and out into the box. .147 left. Puck's down. That one poked back the far side of neutral ice. Back down for Reynolds. Ebensteiner behind the net. Reynolds trying to send on boards. Red Wing going to look to center here, but Holman able to get a stick on that one back up to the Red Wing point. Stick down by Bodsberg. Bodsberg bothered by Hine, not able to keep it forward. Holman able to get a stick on that. That one sent back into the corner. Reynolds trying to get there first. Lifts the stick. Up for Holman. Holman brings it out, keeps it to the outside as Kelly entering the zone with her. Holman, shot, goes wide of the net, back behind for Kelly. 58 seconds left. That one back to the boards. Ebensteiner able to keep it in. Ebensteiner looking for a centering opportunity. That one goes wide, 48 seconds left. Ebensteiner pushed into the boards. Kelly comes in to help out. Back to the point for Reynolds. Shot deflected down. Bodsberg goes after it. Bodsberg behind the net. Side of the net goes wide. 28 seconds left. Nice pressure there. Reynolds goes deep in the zone. Reynolds sends it up to Holman. Out for Bodsberg. Bodsberg takes it down, keeps it to the outside. 10 seconds left. 8. Sent to the boards. And this is going to do it for the game. Spartacats come away with a win. Hard-fought effort. 3-1. Levine won without shutout. But a good team effort. 3-1 final. And we will see you on Thursday evening for the start of the Cupid Classic. Cupid Classic in January, you say? I agree, it is silly. It should be in February, but it's not. Thanks for joining us.